Flyers, Washington, in the nation's capital. I've got my four best bets for you. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Karan Thacker, and we've got an exciting one-game NHL slate on Wednesday, October 23rd. Before we get into this video, if anyone has an ability to get a hold of Commissioner Gary Bettman, please, let's do that. And let's ask him what help he needs to schedule a professional hockey league like a normal, civil human being. This week we've had a game on Monday, and then the entire league is playing as I'm recording this video right now on Tuesday. And now we're back to one game on Wednesday. So it's super weird. Commissioner Bettman, get help. But anyways, that's the end of my rant. Before we get into today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. It goes a long way to get noticed in terms of the YouTube algorithm and whatnot. Let's comment, get help Gary on this one. And if your name is Gary and you're just randomly tuning into this video at this point, don't sweat it. We're not talking about you. Anyways, so with that being said, let's get into the bet recap from Monday, October 21st. We went 5-1. We hit on 5 of our plays and we lost on 1. So let's go through them really quickly here. Hit number 1 was on the Nikita Kucherov over 3.5 shots on goal. We took that at minus 140 for half a unit. Hits number 2 and 3, we got the first period over 1.5 and the game over of 6.5. Both of those plays were a quarter unit each at minus 135 and minus 110. For hit number 4, that was a shot parlay of John Tavares and Kucherov to record 2 shots on goal, as well as Matthew Knies, Nick Paul, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson to record 1 shot on goal each, and we took that at minus 135 for half a unit. And hit number 5 was another shot parlay of Matthew Knies to record 2 shots on goal, and then Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Nick Paul to record 1 shot on goal each, and we hit that at minus 105 for half a unit. And then our one loss of the night was the Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Nick Paul to both record 2 shots on goal. We played that for half a unit at plus 135, and Nick Paul got his 2 shots on goal. Ekman-Larsson had 1 shot on goal early in the first period, and then for whatever reason, he just wasn't able to record that second shot on goal. Tampa was actually shutting him down pretty hard at the blue line. They were clearly closing the shooting lanes and forcing him to pass, so we'll take it. 5-1. We always want to go 6-0, but overall, we'll take a 5-1 night. Our overall record now is 51-51. We've been playing a lot of half and quarter unit plays early on in the season, and our overall record is minus 3.45 units, but we're trending in the right direction. And once again, we will always take a 5-1 night, so let's continue to build on that. And with the bet recap out of the way, let's get into the best bets for Flyers and Capitals. So last year, the Washington Capitals and the Flyers played 3 games against each other head-to-head. Despite 2 of the 3 games being in Philly, the Capitals took the season series, so they won 2 of the 3 games. The Caps won 2-1 in Philadelphia and 5-2 at home in Washington. And then Philly took 1 game at home in Philadelphia where they won 4-3. In terms of the first period, in last year's matchups, 2 of the 3 first periods ended up under 1.5 goals scored. And in terms of who won the first period, we had a dead even split. So the Caps and the Flyers each won the first period 1 time, and they had a tie 1 time as well. So no leans, nothing really sticking out in terms of first period plays from last year's data. This year so far, they played 1 game. They're playing right now as I'm recording this video. And I believe Washington went up 2-0 in the first period. So that first period puck line, money line, and over would have hit. So far this year, the Capitals are 3-1-0. They've had impressive wins over the New Jersey Devils, the Dallas Stars, and the Vegas Golden Knights. And their 1 loss came at home to those same New Jersey Devils. And on the Philadelphia Flyers side, they are a very nice 1-3-1 record to start the season. But to be fair, Philly kicked the season off with an impressive win in Vancouver, And since then, they've just been on the road. So they've been traveling from Vancouver to Calgary to Edmonton to Seattle. And then they came back home to Philadelphia for their home opener against Vancouver. So you can see why that's a rough stretch to start the season. And 1-3-1 is not the best record, but somewhat understandable. And as mentioned earlier, the Caps and Flyers are actually playing right now as I'm recording this video. So they're doing a home and home, with one game being in Philly and the second game being in Washington. The Caps currently have Charlie Lindgren in goal, and I imagine Logan Thompson will be the starting goaltender for Washington tomorrow night. And on the Flyers side, I imagine they'll be rotating Samuel Ersson and giving Ivan Fedotov the start for this game. I think Logan Thompson versus Fedotov is the big matchup that will decide this game and the game script. And personally, I trust Logan Thompson way more than I trust Fedotov in goal. Logan Thompson is a seasoned NHL veteran and has performed well in the past for the Vegas Golden Knights. And so far this year, Thompson is 2-0-0 in his start for the Washington Capitals. He's made 50 out of 57 saves, which is not great. It's a little bit sub 900, but again, the sample size is extremely small. And he basically had a solid game against Vegas, where the Caps won 4-2. And then a bit of a high scoring matchup against the New Jersey Devils, which the Caps did win 6-5 in overtime in New Jersey. And then on the Ivan Fedotov side, he started one game on the road in Calgary and he gave up 5 goals on 31 shots. He got lit up pretty good. And the Flyers lost that game 6-3. And then he came on in relief of Samuel Ersson in Seattle, where he played 2 periods, just about 40 minutes. And once again, he got lit up. He gave up 5 goals on 24 shots. So with that being said, the difference in goaltending is so big. I like a few spots for this game. I'll take the Capitals money line, and I'm going to parlay that with the Capitals team total of over 2.5 for half a unit at -110 on DraftKings as bet number 1. I'm on the Washington side here in terms of the money line. I know they're winning this first game pretty handily against Philadelphia, and it looks like they'll take the first game in Philly. Sometimes it's kind of nice to back the team that did not win the first game to win that second game, just so things kind of balance out. But we do see back-to-back and home sweeps all the time. In this case, I think Washington and Philly, there's such a big talent gap, and the goaltending matchup really just drives it home. So with me being on the Washington Capitals money line, I thought, you know what, let's just increase the odds. Let's get better juice in terms of what we're playing here. I can't see a world where if Washington wins this game, they don't score at least 3 goals. So for that reason, we jumped the line from -140 to -110, a much nicer number to play. So yeah, first bet, Washington Capitals money line, and parlay that up with team total of over 2.5 for half a unit at -110 on DraftKings. And then I'm also laying 2 quarter unit plays here backing the Washington Capitals. I'm doing a quarter unit on the Caps to win in 60 minutes. So that's Washington to win in regulation. I'm taking that at +110 on DraftKings. And then I also like a quarter unit on the Caps puck line, -1.5. And that is a nice juicy number. You can get that at +180 on DraftKings or Bet365. The lines are pretty much equal on both books. And I don't hate the over either in this game. I think it should hit. So I'm putting a half unit on the over 5.5 at -140 on Bet365. I expect like a 4-2 or a 5-1 game on the Washington side. We see that Logan Thompson has given up a few goals. He's given up at least 2 goals in his first 2 starts. And the over 5.5 also covers us if Philly somehow does win this game. We should be able to at least hit the over and cover our equity for this game. And then if you really want to go overkill, I don't hate the Caps team total of over 3.5 at +120. But since I already have a unit invested on the Washington side, I'll be laying off of that personally. The main reason why I'm comfortable backing the Washington Capitals here with 3 different win conditions, again, is just the difference in the goaltending. I do trust Logan Thompson quite a bit more in net for Washington. I think he has the ability to shut down Philadelphia here. I don't expect Logan Thompson to get lit up for 4 or 5 goals the way that New Jersey Devils did. And for that reason, I like backing Washington here by at least -1.5. I'll take them in regulation. I'll take their money line. And on one end, I'm confident with Logan Thompson in goal, but until Ivan Fedotov shows me that he can put in a performance in the NHL where he doesn't give up 5 goals, I think it's an easy read. You have a tough back-to-back matchup, a home and home where Philly and Washington are both going to be traveling back to Washington. Washington has all the momentum from winning this first game. Philly has their number one goaltender in net with Samuel Ersson, and with that being said, with them going back to Washington, I think it's these numbers are too juiced. Plus 180 on a puck line for Washington, that should be closer to probably plus 130, maybe plus 140. So I really like the value there. And again, we're taking the over 5.5 to make sure that we're covered just in case Philly does break through and win this game like 4-2 or 5-3 or something crazy like that. So just so you know, beware, caution, hazard, all of those things in massive capital letters. If for whatever reason Samuel Ersson is starting again and Philadelphia is not rotating Ivan Fedotov, then things change drastically. I would be scrapping all 4 of these plays. If it's Ersson versus Logan Thompson, I will be scrapping all 4 of these plays. That's how confidently I feel between the Logan Thompson and the Fedotov matchup versus the Logan Thompson and the Samuel Ersson matchup. If it's just Samuel Ersson that's starting in goal and it's Logan Thompson on the Washington side, I'll just be playing the Capitals money line straight up at minus 140 for half a unit. That'll be the only play I most likely do in terms of totals, money lines, puck lines, first period lines, etc. If it is Ersson versus Fedotov, or if it is Ersson versus Thompson. But if it is Fedotov versus Thompson, then I do like all 4 bets as mentioned earlier in this video. So yeah, let's do a quick bet recap. Bet number 1, Capitals money line plus Capitals team total of over 2.5 parlayed together at half a unit minus 110 on DraftKings. Bet number 2, Capitals to win in regulation, so that's Washington to win in the 60 minutes, quarter unit at plus 110 on DraftKings. Bet number 3, Capitals puck line minus 1.5 for a quarter unit at plus 180 on DraftKings or Bet365. They both have the same line. And then bet number 4, game total of over 5.5, half a unit at minus 140 on Bet365. And all 4 of those bets are based on the goaltending matchup of Fedotov versus Logan Thompson. If it is Logan Thompson versus Samuel Ersson, only 1 bet for now. Washington Capitals money line minus 140, half a unit on DraftKings. And then some leans that I don't hate, but I won't be playing these officially. The Capitals team total over 3.5. You can get that at plus 120 on DraftKings. Ersson is much better than Fedotov. Fedotov cannot stop a beach ball until he gives up less than 5 goals a game. That is not a bad look at plus money. And then the over 6 instead of over 5.5. You can get that at minus 110 on Bet365 as well. And there you have it, guys. Just one game on the slate. There is a full breakdown. Keep an eye out on the pinned comments and the Discord for any added plays. The player props are not out yet, so we may add a same game parlay or 2 with player shot totals, but don't want to overexpose our units to this delightful one-game matchup, so we shall see. And once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. It helps us to continue to build this community by expanding our reach through the algorithm, so it is greatly, greatly appreciated. Have a good one, guys, and we will catch you for the next one.